Hi, and welcome back to week 2. We're going to talk about intuition today and how intuition happens. And most of us have heard of intuition and we kind of know what it is. But to put it into practical terms, because that's how we usually think, intuition is similar to an animal, like your dog knowing that you're going to be home and they're waiting at the door for you, or a dog barking before someone actually comes to your front door. Intuition is something that is a natural ability. Even the word, if you look it up in the dictionary, intuition means a natural inclination or a natural ability to do something. It's something that is come from within. It's not anything that's taught. No one teaches your dog to bark at somebody that's coming at the door. They don't teach them to perceive that someone's coming to the door. It's just their natural ability, their natural instinct. Now, with us as people, our social and economic society has taught us to think more than to feel. And intuition is a feeling more than it is something that's thought of. And we've been in the day and age of reasoning where we're more inclined to listen to our thoughts, reasoning stuff that makes sense, scientific evidence to support whatever we're saying, but we've geared away from the feeling part of ourselves, or the natural inclinations, the natural instincts that we have. If you've ever heard of women's intuition, women would have more intuition because in this day and age, and usually for society in general, women are more geared to have feelings more than men are. So they're more feeling people to begin with. They're raised to be more loving, motherly, and kind. And so they're more in touch with their feelings, which means their intuition or their feelings will be more in touch with themselves as well. Where men are raised to be, macho, strong guys, so they're not going to be so intuitive as a woman might be. That's where we get that term, women's intuition. So I have my happy guy sitting here, and we're going to look at some of the things that happen that contribute to your intuition. If you've ever walked into a room and someone's had an argument, you almost feel the tension in the air. You've heard people say that before. And around us, we were talking about last time some of the layers that we can't see with our eye, but they're there. And we know they're there scientifically because it's been proven through that electron microscope. Remember, we talked about those atoms. In the atom, they went through this microscope for electrons, and they looked inside this shadowy ball, and inside of it was a nucleus, and inside the nucleus there was another shadowy ball, and it kind of goes through infinity, but they virtually find out that there's really nothing that's matter. It's just vibrating electrons. And so we too have these little vibrating electrons that we can't see. Maybe we put under a microscope. I don't know. That would be a good question. But exists around us. So it's not just our physical body, but we're three-part beings. We are both physical, we are mental, and we're spiritual. So most of us know pretty much we got a physical body. We know where that's at. We know how to touch it. And most of us know we have a mind. We use our mind to make decisions every day. But we also have a spirit, and that's probably the most elusive part of us that people haven't really been in touch with. Most of us will say that we have a spirit. Most religions of the world believe that we have a spirit. They believe in life after death. But we don't really explain what the spirit is, where it goes, how it resides in the body. Some people in the East have. When we're talking about the spirit here in intuition, we're talking about some of the more subtle parts of our spiritual body that come into contact with maybe other people's subtle parts of their spiritual bodies. So if you've ever met someone and immediately you like that person or you don't like that person, normally it's because of your intuition or your subtle bodies blending with theirs. Now either they're going to resonate together because you're both like-minded, you're resonating at the same electron vibration, or they're going to dislike each other and one vibration is going to clash with the other, and that's why you get that feeling that you either like them or you don't. There's actually an energetic vibration thing happening between you. As far as intuition goes, once we tap into the subtle energy layer of energy, and the more we use it, the more feeling that we use it, the more we are able to not only access these subtle layers, but also access that higher self, or what Maury Pressman calls that supermind, that higher realm or the higher self. But first we have to look to what we have around us, our subtle layers of energy, and we have to learn how to recognize that. So how do you recognize that? People might say, well, you know, I'm not psychic. Well, everyone has subtle layers of energy, even people that aren't psychic, because we're all people and we all contain these same energy levels around us. So we get in touch with our feelings. And instead of disregarding our feelings, we have to tap into them and not disregard them, but to hold them for what they are. So most of us going through our day, for example, I'm sure you've had times in your life where you've had a feeling about something and you didn't listen to the feeling, and you went ahead and did something anyway, and you ended up being wrong. You ended up taking the wrong direction because you didn't listen to your gut. And most of us will doubt whatever intuitive feeling that we have, and in lieu of that, we will make a mental decision, something up here that seems logical instead of something that we feel. Now, if we measured our decisions on all three parts of the body, mind, and spirit, we would probably be better equipped to make decisions for our life, don't you think? So tapping into the intuition would be tapping into the feeling body. So for major things in your life, you would ask yourself, how do I feel about this move? Or how do I feel about changing jobs? How do I feel about going into the field of medicine? And you tap into the feeling. So when I ask, how do I feel about going into the medicine field, I will feel inside my body how it feels, how it resonates with me. And that's tapping into your intuition. And the more you listen to whatever you get, say you get a nice feeling or it just doesn't sit well with you, because your body will either tense up or it will relax or it will get warm, and you'll listen to those subtle energies in the body. Then with the mind, you can make the right decision and it can lead you down the right path. Now, the more we get in touch with that, the more we are going to be able to get in touch with the energies around us, know when they're good or bad for us, and then we can start accessing what's called the higher mind or the supermind. We'll be able to clear some of those energies out, know and discern what they are, so we can go higher into the higher realms and then get into divine mind and divine guidance, and get out of just the mindset of what society has placed in our mental attitudes and thoughts, and get into our spiritual realm, where most of the information that we really need for our higher selves, or who we truly are, that spiritual being, resides. So all of this around us individually is actually accessing all of the other energies universally. So the electron dance that we talked about, where all those electrons are dancing around the atoms, are continually dancing around not only ourselves, but up into the higher realms and into the universal consciousness. So it's easy for someone here on the earth plane to pick up something from a loved one who has departed, or someone on the other side of the world, or a psychic to pick up information on someone else that they are sitting with. So that's pretty much how it happens, and the key is, again, in your feeling or your subtle bodies, and to tap into those and not disregard the feeling. And the more you pay attention to it, the stronger it will become, and the stronger you can use it for your life decisions. So I hope that helps, and I will see you next week.